What's up, everybody? We
Hey yo.
are live and let's get the man in the main here. We have a very special guest this evening, the one, the only, the original bro, the super king of bros, our favorite bro, Matt Riddle. Matt, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for joining us. It's truly an honor to have you on our show.
Dude, glad to be here, and what an introduction for me. But that was quite the intro for you guys. That was a sick intro. I wasn't ready for that professionalism, bro.
It's our debut. It's our debut of our new intro. We're really excited about it. We try to take it to the next level. This is no joke. We got 300 people in the chat right now, and we're about to talk a little pro wrestling with the one, the only Matt Riddle. It's weird to see you because, I had a bro crush in the beginning. I'm going to show a picture right now that's special. It's April 13th, 2019. I got my very first bro bump from you. That's a long time ago. A lot has changed since 2019. But I want to take it even further back because before you were a pro wrestler, you were in MMA, and I was a fan of mixed martial arts and the Ultimate Fighter, and I distinctly remember you in like 2008 on Ultimate Fighter 7 doing your thing. Tell me about your early life and what got you involved in mixed martial arts in the first place.
Well, growing up, I grew up in a house where we didn't really watch sports. So there wasn't a lot of football on the TV or baseball or basketball. But my dad would occasionally turn on pro wrestling. And the second I saw it, I was like, dude, I want a part of this. But growing up, most people and parents don't let you pro wrestle, So I kind of went, the old school route. Started amateur wrestling in high school, then wrestling in college. And then after college, I was like, well, I always wanted to fight. So went into mixed martial arts. And honestly, right around college, I was like wrestling at 184 pounds. And I just don't think at the time I was big enough for, the WWE or sports entertainment, And then I went to MMA, fought for years, fought till 2013, and then made the transition to pro wrestling. But I feel like everything came full circle, you wanted to pro wrestle, you're doing the backyard trampoline matches, and then you go from there to wrestling in high school, like middle school, college, and then you start fighting professionally in a cage for money. And then, and then I'll be honest, like $9.99, the network, when it came out back in the day, it inspired me. I could actually afford the pay-per-views, and I could afford to watch the product again. The UFC at that time, still right now, doesn't, I'm not going to get into it. The UFC is the UFC. They're great fights. But I definitely didn't have the money to buy pay-per-views every month. And when it was $9.99, I had the ability, and I saw kind of a period, like things have changed since, the early 2000s. And I felt like guys like Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, and others, Ray, of course, but like so many guys that were not 6'6" monsters that weigh 270 that were, had more believable styles, were using shoot kicks and knees and punches and submission holds, and I think that worked out great for me, so.
I know the boys have questions for you, but I do want to get into something else real quick because all of us are connoisseurs of marijuana. We love it. You love it. We've all had the pleasure of hanging out with you in that situation, so to speak. Tell us about Riddle OG. Well, I Googled it. I looked it up. I know it's certain states you can get it, but Riddle OG, I remember grabbing Jedi J and Cool Mike C, and we got some of that Ric Flair drip, and we felt really special. And we're just waiting for that moment when we get the Riddle OG. Well, we roll, and that's going to be a moment.
Here's the thing. For all the slow birds that can't get it's kind of hard for me to go on the internet and find things. How do we get that? Where do I go step by step for the Riddle OG?
Well, right now it's only being sold in California, but we've talked to multiple different grows and dispensaries throughout the United States and even in Canada. So we're probably going to be international, national. It's just a matter of taking all the legal precautions and not getting in any trouble, And, I try to stay out of trouble, but, especially if I'm selling some
Since
weed,
when?
you know? If I'm selling some weed, I want to do it the most legal possible way. And in most states, you know, you need a license to grow, you need a license to distribute. I don't have either. So what I kind of do is when I go to these states, I get people that have licenses to grow and people that can distribute because they have licenses. And I talk to them, and I have a guy that has been growing for a long time, Sincerely Cali. He's been growing for a long time, top shelf stuff. And yeah, so we can get the genetics basically anywhere. Soon, once things get better legally, we'll probably be able to ship nationally as well. But until that day comes, right now, California is the only spot. And if you want, I did a premiere at a grand opening for the Riddle OG, you know, a drop a couple of weeks ago at the Row House in San Bernardino, California. And I think we sold about like 10 pounds that day. Like, I mean, 8 ounces, everything. I mean, there's a line out the door. But the thing was, like, if you wanted an autograph or a picture, you had to buy some weed. You had to buy some Riddle OG. So it was to be honest, it was a win-win.
Oh yeah.
I was excited for you to be involved in that because I mean, I was waiting for it. Once you left that former place, like the moment it was just, you're one of those guys. And I know people gravitate towards you in the marijuana because all three of us jabronis were like, our goal. We literally remember being, before we befriended you, we remember being like, we need to smoke with Riddle. So
I will say this, smoking with me I never thought it would be a cool thing, but like especially now, especially like being in WWE and doing everything that I've done and then going back to the indies, I feel like everybody's trying to, you know, take a puff with me, even if it's one. The amount of fans, you know,
oh, for sure.
And not just fans, co-workers, you know. It's like, dude, I got to get this off the list, bro. And I'm like, oh, really? All right, cool. You know me. I should say no more often, but you know, I never do. So, but then again, it all is the 420, you know, and I'm a big fan, big advocate.
Well, Matt, speaking of everything you've done, I don't think we can go unnoted what you have done. 10-3 in UFC. What is it? 2-time tag team champion, 1-time United States champion, New Japan champion, one half of RK Bro.
Oh yeah, the Broserweights too with Pete Dunne.
Top selling shirt, RK Bro, the shirt you were wearing.
Look,
yeah,
Matt, I see you on Instagram with your family, the kids. They look taller than me now, look smarter than me. How are the bros? How is your family? How are you, Matt?
Dude, the family's great. You know, the girls are great. They're winning awards I never won. You know, they're playing the sports, but they're also winning awards academically. And I couldn't be more proud of the girls and my son Zach. You know, and then I just had another son.
Congratulations, by the way. We were going to bring that up.
Oh, thank you. This past December, little Matthew. And honestly,
Matthew.
You met him, Jay. The baby's a stallion. You met him down at Tampa.
He's already a stallion, I'm sure.
Yeah, dude, he's about a couple days away from crawling everywhere. He's eating, he's drinking the formula, you know. He's getting after it. And even one of my friends came over today, VG, to give me a haircut, and he saw how big the kid was. Like, man, your kid's freaking huge. So everything's good. Everybody's been healthy, happy, and you know, and just staying busy. You know, especially in this business, in this industry, wrestling, the best thing you can do is be as busy as possible. And that's what I am. This weekend, I got, I think tomorrow, Combat One Championship against Simon Gotch. Then in Detroit. And then Friday, have Big Time Wrestling against Lince Dorado. And then I believe Saturday, the Battle Riot in Hotlanta. Atlanta, Georgia, for MLW Battle Riot, where I'm like in like a 40-man battle royal type situation, you know. And I'm hoping I win because if I do, I get a title shot. I really want one, you know. Because right now, the Combat One Championship's a little lonely. You know what I'm saying?
I can see you as a belt collector for sure.
Belt collector.
Cool, Mike C, take it away.
I've been collecting belts for a minute. You know, like you said, Jay, I got the 2-time Raw Tag Team titles. I got the United States Championship.
Woo!
I'm a 1-time NXT Tag Team Champion.
Broserweights.
Dusty Cup.
Dusty
Yes.
Cup, right? That's right.
Yeah,
We witnessed all that live, which was so cool because we would see this, like, it was just really surreal to see you. And then, you know, in the beginning, before we got to hang out with you and have dinner with your family and all that stuff, like seeing you at the ale house, it was like you're that guy. You're cool. Like you are approachable. You will, you know, talk to someone, take a picture, take an autograph, and the bro bump, even like that wasn't really happening before you started wrestling. Like people weren't touching the fans and interacting with them. It's just kind of cool.
Well, I think, you know, everybody has a different formula when it comes to professional wrestling. It's not all about wrestling in ring. It's about making a connection with fans, and some make a connection by like not making contact. Like Randy, like rarely ever. Just recently, you know, like when we started working, he was way more friendly to the crowd. But before that, you know, he never was, but he still built himself a certain way. For me, you know, having like, you know, watching guys like RVD and stuff like that, and working with Gabe. I worked with Gabe at Evolve, and when I do my entrance, I usually go right to the ring, get right to business. And Gabe's like, "Hey, dude, you're like a nice guy, approachable. Why don't you do like walk around the ring and fist bump everybody and like say what's up and this and that, especially on the indies, you know, and make that connection with people, and even at NXT and even on the main roster." And I feel like that was one of the many ways I was able to connect with fans, but also like, I do enjoy my job. I enjoy being out there. I enjoy entertaining. And I also enjoy like making people happy. And if I can give you one fist bump and it makes your day and you're on TV and you're stoked, like, dude, that's awesome. You know, it's a memory, you know, and I think people take those for granted.
For sure. Absolutely. Thank you for that answer. That was really cool because, you know, it's so cool to just see someone outside the box, and you definitely have that aura to you, because a lot of people are untouchable, and it's kind of fucking annoying, to be honest.
Yeah,
Mike, you take it away, bro.
Mike has a question.
Hell yeah,
sorry,
Mike. Cool, Mike.
Mike
C.
Matt is one of the most resilient people that you could ever meet. I mean, no matter what happens, you bounce back. You know, you were with UFC and you go, "Oh, what's going to happen?" I go to the pros. I do bigger there. I go to, you know, the big company, and then I leave there. And what happens? Now we have dream matches with you and RVD. You know, you and Thatcher going at it again. There's so many good, you and Jacob Fatu. There's so many good matchups. How do you you're just the most positive person. How do you stay positive no matter what happens? You always bounce back and you always get better.
Yeah, you know, I think anything worthwhile is hard. And I don't think a story worth telling should be just all like fairy tales and rainbows. You know, you kind of need those peaks and valleys, as Tim Thatcher would say. You need those ups and downs in life. You need those good days, those sunny days, and you need those rainy days. And I think that's why I stay positive. Because trust me, I'm not 100% positive all the time, but for the most part, I do stay that way. And at the end of the day, I can only control what I do, how hard I work, what I do in that ring, what I say on a microphone. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I say some stupid stuff in a microphone. But at the end of the day,
we all do.
But at the end of the day, it's like I'm in control of these things, and I just can work hard and do my thing and put my best foot forward. And that's all I can really do. Even when I got fired from the UFC and Dana White put me on blast,
right,
and called me a loser and this and that, and I worked my ass off to get to where I was, you know, in WWE. And WWE, you know, when they merged with the UFC, plus, you know, my prior behavior, I kind of saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
And I was ready for that. I was ready for that months ago. I think, you know, we've hung out, you know, and you guys know I always talk like, dude, they could fire me any day. You know, and it's like, no way, dude, you're killing it. But I'm like, yeah, but like, these things happen, and you never know what's going to happen. Like, think about it. Mustafa Ali was fired, you know?
Right.
Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth was fired. And those guys are top guys. Ali had a title match in NXT like a week later, you know? So it's like, things happen. But look at how good Ali's done. Look how good Ziggler's done. Look how good I've done, you know? And it's just like, and the thing is, if you have it, you have it, and you're going to keep working, you're going to keep driving, you're going to keep being positive, and that's all you can really do, or you could give up, which, sometimes I think about it, but then I'm like, that'd be lame.
No way.
And
we
we
have nothing else to do.
And we don't like to think about it too much, but the fans, the people, they want to know, do you think do you know for a fact Dana White can you from the WWE as he did at the UFC? And would you consider reconciling your relationship with him in the future?
I would reconcile my relationship with anybody. I have no ill will towards anybody. I think you know that, Jay. I really don't. But at the same time, like,
we all put up with a lot of shit at times.
Yeah. So it's like, it's just one of those things, and especially with, you got to realize too, when you talk about, these aren't just people we're talking about. They are people, they are human, but at the same time, they have a lot of control, a lot of money, a lot of influence, and a lot of responsibility. If we want to believe it or not, even if we think their lives are super easy, there's no way you can be in that situation and have it easy. I know everybody that works for WWE, if you're in the office, you're flying more than we are. You got to work in between when we have the days off and everything, And I know for the UFC, the fighters only fight like 3 or 4 times a year. Granted, they're training, but there's certain people like Dana and others that are at the fights almost every week, promoting the fights, press conferences, this and that, and realize they have families and everything else. And I don't think, those guys don't really get a day off, So, I mean, they're in a good position. I would always reconcile. I have no ill will. People said what they said because that's what they thought. Doesn't mean it's right or true. But at the end of the day, like I said, Jay, I just work hard, be a nice person, and just put my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yeah.
I know we got a lot of questions. I did have someone who said something that was pretty cool. One of our friends, Heel Kevin 1, he said, you were on my show a few years ago. You came out and you told me you only have 45 minutes. Before you went live, you asked if you could meet my son, and you talked to him for over 15 minutes. You still had me for over an hour after that. Thank you so much for what you did and for my son. You are one of the best. Like, stuff like that's cool, Like, you give people your time. This reminds me of when I interviewed Nick Aldis. He was telling me how him and Sting gave him his time. And as he's telling me how Sting gave him his time, I'm sitting here going, you're giving us your time right now. And it's the same for me right now. Like, you're giving us your time. And honestly, time is the most important thing in the world. It's way more important than money. So at this point in time, how important is it to you to make someone's day like you do for me, or you do for a heel Kevin when you see stuff like that?
I don't necessarily go out of my way, but I think, like, even when I'm at the airport, I get recognized quite a bit. I get stopped quite a bit every weekend, and I always take a picture. I always say hi. I always tell them if we fly in on the same flight, I tell them where I'm wrestling. I go, hey, I'm wrestling right down the street, Like, I'll fly into Detroit tomorrow. A couple people will probably recognize me, especially going from Florida to Detroit, the 2 big wrestling areas. And I'll be like, oh, dude, I'm wrestling at Combat One tonight. Go check it out. Even though I think it is sold out, Good thing about, being like a pretty big star in WWE, I feel like all the shows I'm on now, like, sell out pretty well. And it's been, a pretty good run. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry. I'm stealing the whole show because I'm so excited with you, bro.
Your indie shows, now you are the guy. I mean, Jay and I went down to Port St. Lucie, about a month or so ago, Jay? Mm-hmm. And everybody was there to see you. And when you were over, they had a main event after it. Some people just left. They go, I saw Riddle. That's what I want to see. I came to see Riddle, period. And you gave it 110%. You were so good with the crowd. And I could just see that at independent shows, throughout the country, where you give them everything they're looking for and everybody was happy. And that's gotta be satisfying.
It's one of the things I like. I love WWE. I really do. I loved working there. I love the experience. But working the indies, it's like a raw, different feel. It's way more personal. There's definitely way less security, and
for sure.
It's a more raw feel, and you get to connect, even if it's with the people that hate you or the people that love you. You can look them in the eyes. You can make that connection, And me personally, like WWE, like I said, loved working there, but a lot of the time I didn't get to work at my full capacity. I mean, when I did, like, I've had like great matches with like Seth Rollins at Clash of the Castle and the Fight Pit. Or I remember I had a really good one with Xavier Woods on Raw during the Thunderdome era. And like even Sheamus, my WrestleMania match, like I like when like I'm able to get time to really cook, And I feel like on the indies, usually when I show up, they want me to cook. And even if there's fans there, and this is the one thing that I love about independent wrestling, I'll go there and people have their favorites, But by the time I'm usually done wrestling and they see what I do, even if they didn't like me before the match, they're usually a fan after the match, or they respect me a little bit more,
Absolutely. Jedi J, go ahead.
Speaking of, how good you are in the ring, I was at Extreme Rules. I think you had given us some tickets. The Fight Pit with Seth Rollins. Fans speculated that it was really personal. You do a Broton off the top. The thing was so tall, I kid you not, Mike, I couldn't even see half the match because the Fight Pit was it was huge. And all of a sudden I see Riddle do a Broton off the top. I'm like, oh my God, this is insane.
It hurt.
That storyline in that match, how'd you feel about it all?
Well, what happened was Cody got hurt and Edge just turned heel, but we needed more baby faces. So they started a feud with me and Seth because we both needed opponents. And Randy was hurt too. So I didn't have the RK Bro thing really going. And I already kind of had my match with Roman at the time. So what were we talking about? Remind me of the
Rollins Fight Pit.
Rollins Fight Pit. So we were trying to make the match good, and they're thinking about promo stuff. And I was like, well, to be honest, like everybody on the internet already thinks we hate each other. I already like said sorry for what my ex-wife said to his girlfriend.
Yeah. Drama before the drama.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get a message.
Right. We get it.
But there was some beef, but we squashed it. But then I was like, dude, people think it's real. Why don't you say something personal to me? Like, why don't you bring up like your wife left you and took your kids because you're a deadbeat or something like that? And he was like, are you serious? And Triple H is like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, dude, why not? It'll be fire. People are going to be like, oh, shit. And that's what we did. And people still talk about it to this day. And the thing is, I always try to I think people get mad at me sometimes, and like wrestling fans especially. Sometimes they like it or they hate it. But I really try to blur that line where you don't know what's real or what's not real. And it's like, and people can argue that, but for me, this job, this profession, that's what you do. So when me and Seth were matched up, we wanted to make it the best possible feud. We didn't want to have one match and be done. We wanted to drag this from SummerSlam to Clash at the Castle to Extreme Rules main event Fight Pit. And that's what we did, because Seth Rollins is probably one of the best wrestlers, if not the best wrestler in the world. If you look at it from all the years of work, who he's beaten, who he's worked with, how many titles he's won, he's up there. He's got to be considered one of the better of them all. And he always makes something, even if there's nothing. So, kudos to Seth. I was vulnerable. I gave him some ammunition, and we made magic with him. We had great matches throughout. They did pull our match at SummerSlam, but we had great matches throughout the Clash of the Castle, plus all the house shows and Raws and everything else. It was good. And then the Fight Pit, Jay, you're right. That Fight Pit was way too tall. That thing was the one in NXT was at
perfect.
Least 8 feet.
Oh, with Thatcher, yeah.
You can do crazy stuff off it, whatever. The one in Philadelphia was terrifying. I remember climbing up to the top, and Seth Rollins was like, no way I'm like jumping off this or taking anything off this. Because originally I was going to hit him with an RKO off the top, which would have been brutal for me too. But how sick would that have been, dude? Hitting it off like 20 plus feet in the air. But eventually I just ended up hitting him with the senton. And originally I was going to hit that floating bro, that backflip one. But right beforehand, I hit Seth with an RKO on the top, and it's like steel. And, dude, my back was, like, blown to dust. Wow. And then I got up, and then I looked down, and Daniel Cormier is counting all fast. He's a fighter, not a wrestler. And I'm like, damn, I got to jump sooner than later. My back's killing me. And I just crushed Seth. I just crushed him. I can't believe we had another little – run after that, a little spot after that. But yeah, it was intense.
Speaking of great moments, when you look back at WWE, your career entirety, what would you say was the pinnacle moment for Matt Riddle? And then what would Matt Riddle tell that Matt Riddle today?
Oh man, that Matt Riddle. Pretty close Matt Riddle. It was only a couple of years ago. Same guy, really.
This guy?
Yeah, that guy
right here.
I mean, same guy. I got that outfit. I could put it on if you want. No. But yeah, I sold those. I sold those shorts. So
I love that you sell them. We have that one jabroni, Vince, who bought your undies.
Yeah, well, Vince hits me up occasionally, but then never follows through. But no worries, other people do. But so I would say my pinnacle moment. I think when I would say before I wrestled Sheamus at WrestleMania, I got brought into Laurinaitis' office, and at first I thought it was because I didn't get my COVID vaccine in time, and I thought I was going to get yelled at. So I was like, oh no, not that like they could technically yell at you, but I also said I was going to get it, and I didn't get it right away. So I think they were like, dude, and I'm like, oh, I was busy, I got kids. But so I went into his office, and they said they were really impressed with my work throughout the Thunderdome, really impressed with like my selling, like at the Rumble, and just a lot of things. And they said they were gonna work me, and they gave me a huge raise and multiple years added to my contract. But it was a huge bump because when I first signed up to the main roster, I really didn't have a leg to stand on, negotiating, at that time during that climate, if you would. And I just took what they gave me. But then after they saw how hard I worked, the amount of merch I sold and other things, they were pretty high on me, and they gave me quite the sweet raise, and then started using me more often, even if it was just a smaller match or shorter match. And they were building me pretty good. So I think that was the pinnacle moment. And then there was just ultimate moments throughout my career for me, like winning the U.S. title, beating Bobby Lashley, and like John Morrison, and wrestling Sheamus, like my first WrestleMania, and then to do WrestleMania again, but with Randy Orton as my tag team partner, RK Bro, dude, and then to do Randy's fire up and do his taunt to G up those RKOs, and then to hit a springboard RKO off the top. And you guys got to remember, Randy has the Randy knockout. I have the Riddle knockout. So we got, it's not the same move. His is definitely still better. But, to hit that Riddle knockout off the top, that RKO. And then for Randy to hit Gable and for us to retain it, sweet moment. Just a lot of cool things, and then just to have that many people just in attendance, millions at home. It's just, it's insane, It's good.
It was a very special
your pinnacle moment was walking into John Laurinaitis' office, basically.
I think so. I think before that, I was just
getting a raise.
Yeah,
that's big.
My life changed with that raise.
Yeah,
my life changed.
We got Tony James out of the UK. It's 3:30 in the morning, and this man is here live to watch you, Matt Riddle. He said, if you could switch lives with any WWE superstar for a day, who would it be, and what would you do? Who in WWE is really living that life?
Is that current? Can we ask him, is it current or is it
current or all time?
All time. I don't know, man.
Let's go all time. Who's had the best WWE career of all time?
Well, if we're saying best, there's different, But like me, with me and like my story, I feel like I like a story with ups and downs. So I would say,
how about the Riddle of then and to the Riddle of now?
Yeah, I would say big fan, and I think I would probably trade spots, probably with a young Shawn Michaels. I feel like
when he's reaching Eddie's head through the barber shop.
The barber shop.
I feel like it would be pretty cool. And then just like when he won the childhood dream, because let's be honest, bro, it's all
a childhood dream.
Dude, it's all our childhood dreams to win the world title at WrestleMania in like the most grueling Iron Man match and just flex up at the sky holding the title. Like
with some long hair.
20s, I think, at that point.
Dude, for me, I'm not a huge fan of and then
that answers his question. He thanks you for that. I can't believe you're up at 4 a.m. am Tony James. You're a maniac.
Yeah, you're Stallion, dude. Maniac Stallion, whatever you want to call yourself. We love it.
I know we have you for 30 minutes. What you got going on? Do we need to let you go? You got a lot going on.
Well,
I know the bros have questions.
We can answer a couple more questions. I do got to pack my bags tomorrow, but yeah, we can answer a couple more questions, and we'll give it 40 minutes. We got 8
Okay.
more.
We appreciate you. And by the way, thank you so much. We were just talking earlier in our little group, and we were like, this is like one of our biggest interviews. Even though we know you and it's cool, like
Right?
it's just really cool I mean, you're Matt Riddle. At the end of the day, you're that dude.
It's a big interview, but we've like hung out. You've been to my house and barbecued and swam.
I had dinner with your family, and I've hung out with you. I remember, I'll never forget my motorbike broke down, and you just came out of nowhere like a stallion. You were like, "What's up, bro?" And you made some moves, and then my shit started up, and we drove away. And I was just like, because I was like a mile away in your jungle there. It was like,
yeah, dude, the floor.
Oh yeah, but it's still a big deal to me because I mean, you're Matt Riddle, and it's just really, it's cool. I've been watching you for so long, and to see this, and we all know like you're on our bucket list. So thank you for letting us get that bucket list. Cool, Mike C, take it away. We got a few more minutes with the one, the only, the Super King of Bros.
Yeah, a few minutes. One thing is with of all time, I would say RVD. When you think about things, and you came along and you were doing things, even in Evolve when we were watching you and everything else, we're like going, he's the new RVD. He's the guy we want. He's the guy we want to cheer for. A guy that's a stud, but he still likes to, have a good time like we do. And you guys,
it's the real OG.
Yeah. So when we saw that you guys were there, I was going to see what you guys might have planned for the future, whether it's matches, maybe co-branding. There's so much that you guys have in common.
Yeah, well, Rob has a CBD line, plus he's staying pretty busy. He also has a line of glass with a Greek glass, and I'm also working with that glass company, and they're going to make water pipes, stuff to use Riddle OG with, and but they're a really great glass company. They have great quality. They one of the guys they work with, who's also a pro wrestler, his name's Cliff, made a new entrance song that I just started using recently, and I'm a big fan. The video's coming out shortly with that. And but me and RVD, we run into each other quite a bit. We had the one match that turned into a tag team match, and scheduled as of now, there might be more coming, but scheduled of now, October 19th, me and RVD are teaming up against, I believe, Elias and Enzo Amore. But I don't think it's just Enzo now.
Where's this at, bro?
This is in Chillicothe, Ohio. But this is, I think, October 19th, Chillicothe, Ohio. RVD, Riddle, the King of Bros, 420 Stallions. I don't know if that's our name.
Let's go.
When we wrestled last time in Chillicothe, Ohio, we only teamed up once. I mean, dude, there was a couple thousand people there because it's a big show. It's a big signing thing they do there. And, dude, like 3,000 people just chanting RV bro. RV. I felt bad because, I'm like, I love Randy. But at the same time, this is working. And
oh my God, yeah.
I looked at
it was a natural fit.
I was like, this is pretty easy, huh? And he's like, I could get used to this. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. But I'll say this, me and RVD, we vibe. We definitely have a connection. The guy's a stallion, I was a huge fan of his work growing up. And to know he was laid back, cool, but could also, kick your ass is kind of like something I like to bring to the table because like you said, approachable, I'm nice, I'll talk, I'll do interviews, whatever, take pictures. But at the end of the day, when I get in that ring, it's like you're getting something. I'm not gonna just do a gimmick match. It's like I bring it. So yeah, and that's one thing. If anybody watching, if you're interested in going to some indie shows and I'm on it, you're not gonna see me dialed in. I finally get my 15-20 minutes to go all out. So enjoy.
Yeah,
Matt, it was rumored that you were supposed to win the Royal Rumble. You're in the ring and you point at me when Brock's music hits, and you smile and you're like, "Here we go." Were you told that you were going to win the Royal Rumble?
I was told that at the end, because Brock just lost his title, and weeks up going to the Rumble, there was some speculation that, hey, we might want to do something where like you win the Rumble, maybe Randy wins the Rumble, and that's what kind of turns you guys against each other and what have you. You know, because RK Bro was killing it at the time, but that's not what happened. Things definitely changed. And then we were supposed to have some like close spots at the end because Brock was going to come in at the end, but we were supposed to do a lot of things. Elimination Chamber, we were supposed to do a whole bunch, but he just punched the chamber door open, and you know what are you gonna do? It's like he's supposed to win, and like we have spots to run, but he's in here. We can't just like,
right.
What's he gonna do? You know? And if you've ever dealt with him, you know, he
gets what he wants.
You know, yeah.
Fucking Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he's not the coolest dude. Like back in the day, I really wanted to work him, and then after a couple interactions with him, I have nothing ill to say about him. But
is he still on your bucket list?
Okay.
Well, they had their moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you started MMA, Ultimate Fighter, UFC. You went to WWE. You went to NXT. You're MLW. You're doing the independent scene. You're wrestling all over the country. Yeah. Is MMA in your future? I have to ask. Go ahead. Talk if you got to do Japan though.
Couple things. Yeah. So, one, MMA and fighting might be in the near future any day. You know, I train all the time. I work out all the time. I did Ariel Helwani's show not too long ago. I'm definitely interested in a fight. I feel like a lot of fight promotions are very busy and people are trying. If I want it, I'm probably going to have to call somebody out and work for it. Yeah. I'm not going to get handed it.
That's the question right here. If you went back to MMA, who would you like to have a fight with? I know you don't want to necessarily call someone out, but is there anyone that you think that you could just smack up right now? Even though here's the thing. They might know, they don't know, but you're still a jiu-jitsu black belt training every week. Like you're doing your thing and you're not just some WWE superstar. Like you can still get in the ring. You're in your 30s and you could slap the shit out of someone if you want to. So is this a realistic thing for your future?
Yeah, it's definitely realistic. I would say I might want a couple warm-up fights because it's been a while. I might knock some of the rust off. But at the same time, like, wrestling in front of live crowds all the time and then having the wealth of experience of fighting in the UFC, amateurs, the Ultimate Fighter, and then just all those matches. Plus I fought outside the UFC. It's a lot of it's just getting used to being in the ring and doing it, and at this point, if you count pro wrestling and everything, I had like thousands of fights and matches. And then with the fighting, it's a little different than wrestling for sure. But it's like riding a bike. You never really forget how to fight. And I would say probably a couple warm-up fights. Or not even warm-up fights, but like, I'd probably just go right after the top. If I could, I'd want to fight John Jones, but that guy's way too big, Because technically, I placed higher than him.
What are you weighing right now, currently at?
What's that?
What are you weighing at right now?
Oh, dude, not that much. I weigh like 210, 215.
But you dropped down to like 185 probably, right? If you were going to.
Down to 185. I could fight Sean Strickland. He's manly. He'd probably call me all sorts of names.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Hey,
you and Sean Strickland would be amazing. The shit talking alone would be. Yeah.
I think so. I think there's a lot of guys that'd be quite a handful for in the middleweight division. I feel like I'm really big and strong for middleweight. I was really huge for welterweight, and I was smaller back then. So I think I'd probably be able to do a lot of damage. I got a lot more power in my hands these days just because I throw around a lot more weight. But I wanted to get back to this quick. New Japan, my last.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Not my last match forever. They wanted me to wrestle in California, but I was booked for MLW. And MLW, they treat the bro well. So I love working for MLW. It's a great promotion. Love it. But my match with Zack Sabre, I remember the internet kind of went. There's an outburst saying I didn't sell the match, and I did not sell.
The ending, yeah. You lost and didn't sell.
The finish was a roll-up. And before that roll-up, I hit like 3 offensive maneuvers for falsies, and then he caught me in a roll-up. So my personal opinion, and to add to that, Jeff Cobb was coming out to challenge Zack Sabre. Now the current world television champion in New Japan was challenging him right after. In WWE, if I lose a title or I challenge for a title and lose, like I did with Adam Cole or I did with Roman Reigns, and in those two occasions, Finn Balor came out to challenge Adam Cole, Brock Lesnar came out to challenge Roman Reigns again. In each of those occasions, I just rolled out of the ring, rolled to the floor, and like just left, you know? So
Right.
in this situation, I was like, hey, like I'm losing. I'm only getting beat by a roll-up. Okay, I'll sell a little like, I'm upset because I got caught in a roll.
Right.
Then I'll walk away. And then some fans gave me a fist bump, you know, and I gave them some knuckle love, and I was dancing a little bit. So, but if you've ever seen me after a UFC fight, all broken teeth and bloody, I'm usually still smiling. I'll probably do a jig later that evening. So it's not too far off from reality. You know?
No, that's ridiculous because you take like
Wrestling
48 moves in New Japan, and then you're like supposed to sell that one last move. Like, I mean, come on, New Japan is a whole different beast. You fit in perfectly there, though, and I'm excited to hopefully see you doing more damage over there.
Yeah,
How was it like in Japan? I know we're over the limit and we'll let you go. I'm just sorry. We're so excited to have you on our show. What was it like in Japan?
Japan was tight. I would love to go back. I had my work visa for the year, so I can go back anytime. More than interested to work with Noah or Dragon Gate or New Japan, any of them, you know. And I've talked to New Japan. They're the ones that helped me get the visa. And we've talked about working in the fall over there, you know. And I know they've been trying, you know, they'll use me for any shows here in the States for the most part. But my thing is, I keep my schedule full. Like this weekend, like I said, Combat 1 in Detroit, Michigan tomorrow. Friday, Altoona, Pennsylvania, Big Time Wrestling. And Saturday, Battle Riot MLW, you know, Saturday in Atlanta. So it's like every weekend, the following weekend, I think I'm at New. I think I have an autograph signing at a dispensary. And like, I literally like just keep the ball moving, you know? Is it like
the busiest now you've ever been, probably?
Yeah, well, not as much. The good thing about now, and
you got the kid and the lady and the traveling.
Yeah, I'm super busy with that. But at the same time, right now, I try not to stay too busy. And with WWE, when you're like a top dude and you're grinding
everywhere,
there's no days off,
dude. My one day off was Wednesday, and I taught jiu-jitsu. I drive up to Ocala to see the kids, and like it was brutal. I'd fly in Tuesday, basically sleep that off, work out, and then teach, see, work out again, leave Thursday, SmackDown, Road Loop, Raw, you know, which I'm not going to complain. It's awesome. It was a sweet ride. I'd do it again. But I think right now for me, though, I'm in the right spot. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm stoked. You know,
you're everywhere, bro. You really are.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. You gave us 44 minutes. We truly appreciate it. You are our bro. We hope to hang out soon.
Yeah.
I want that Riddle OG. Let's have a talk offline about that. We need some Riddle OG in our life.
Message me, and I have my ways. I have Riddle OG. I have a lot of Riddle OG.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I have a lot of the concentrate, but right now our pre-rolls just got finished rolled up, and we're doing some infused things, and we got vape pens on the way as well. You know, the Riddle. So you know, if you're on the go, you know,
it's gonna be an exciting time when I show up with the bros with our Riddle OG pack. We truly appreciate it. The chat room was amazing. You were amazing. I'm gonna go in and say right now, this was our best interview ever. We still got 350 people in the room, but thank you so much, Matt Riddle, for joining us.
Hold up.
What would you say? Go ahead, say what you got to say.
Before you get rid of me, Riddle OG. If you guys
Riddle
like
OG
the shirt or the rude dude or anything like that, go to www.rudedudes.
And here's your eye slides right here. Get the eye slides Riddles right here. You can get the Riddle OG slides. Get everything. There you go. Get the slides.
Yeah, the slides.
Get the shirt.
We got Riddle OG and we got the Riddle Skittle slides. I mean, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Also, I don't know if you guys see me wearing these crazy tracksuits. They hit me. Hey, King of Bros 420. If you go on their website, dude, they'll stack you up. You'll get a discount code, dude. And they've hooked me all the time. So things are good.
Definitely.
Business is lovely. And guys, it was so great to talk to you, and I can't wait to see you guys sooner than later.
Absolutely. We love you, man. Thank you so
and
much.
Just to close out,
love you, Matt.
Say we are personal buddies. We are bros of the king.
You're our bro for life, no matter what.
This won't be the last one.
Jay's definitely a bro. He's jumped a dirt bike at my house. Wow.
I was there. He passed. Remember he had a concussion.
He's gotten a couple concussions on the road.
But we were like, is Jay okay? We looked over. He was sleeping with your U.S. belt like a little weirdo. We love it. Thank you so much, Riddle. You're the man. We can't wait to see you on the indie circuit. We can't wait to hang out with Riddle OG, if you know what I mean. And you are the man. Have a great night.
We hope that you can possibly come on every few months and update us on, what's going on with the bro.
The Riddle Road.
I would love that every couple months. I would love to do a little check-in. Check out my bros, and you guys can check out this bro, dude.
The Riddle Road to Greatness. I'll make a fucking background for it now. I love it. Thank you so much, Matt Riddle. Have a good night and enjoy
your bros.
All right,
thanks,
bro.
Matt.
Thanks, brother. Oh man, we did it, bros. We got the one, the only Matt Riddle. Still got
legendary Riddle. That's great.
300 people in the chat still. Amazing. I know why y'all are really here.
There's a belt giveaway, and it was the U.S.
Let's get right to it.
Riddle had in the past.
Thank you,
Matt Riddle.
Are we doing news and rumors?
You want to hit the news and rumor? I'm just pulling the belt up. Calm down.
Okay.
Got to show it
I'm
off.
going to be giving this U.S. Championship belt away. It is signed by Matt Riddle, actually.
Trabito.
Look at that. But in the meantime, I have a couple other things I want to give away. Starting with this right here, an AJ Styles autograph.
Ooh, nice.
Have you guys ever heard of AJ Styles? I don't know if you've heard of him before.
Yeah, I think he's a favorite.
And then we'll get to the news, Jay. I know you're excited for the new news intro that we're going to hit.
Yes.
It's so much fun. Let's go ahead and hit this, though. This is for the AJ Styles autograph. Good luck, everybody. Niko Exxtra Winners Club. Let's do this. Let me hit some music. What do you want to hit? I think I'm king. I know I'm sexy. I got the looks that drives the girls wild. I got the moves that really move. Only we can go from Matt Riddle huge interview to this bullshit.
Damn, I'm just a sexy boy.
We should have quit while we were ahead.
I love how it's the rip-off Shawn Michaels song.
It's not. I can't play the real one, bro.
Right, you'd have to pay.
If I play the real one, I'll get copyrighted by WWE. I gotta play this bullshit. Who's gonna be the winner for the AJ Styles autograph? We're gonna do the U.S. belt giveaway in about 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, let's see who's winning that AJ Styles autograph. It's slowing down.
It's so bad.
Anthony Responti, congratulations.
Congratulations,
Anthony Responsi. You just won the AJ Styles autograph. Still to come, the United States Championship. Do we want to hit the news? Let's see what the chat's doing.
He can win again. Anthony can win the belt.
You can win every single week, brother. That's how we work.
AR wins the AJ.
Whoa, shit. I just dropped my stuff. If you're on TikTok, sorry, my shit just ended. You're not going to get on the TikTok live. That's how TikTok plays. Thanks, Riddle. Riddle, well done. I mean, the people are just talking about Riddle over and over again.
He's so cool.
That was
a good guy.
That was a fun presentation of what he's about, because he is the hottest free agent in pro wrestling. Let's be honest.
He's charismatic.
He is the hottest free agent. Because there was like Dolph Ziggler.
He's going to make it on merch. He's going to make it on everything.
There was Dolph Ziggler. There was Nick Nemeth. There was Matt Riddle. Like, he's still on. He's the new Matt Cardona. So look at the guy. Everyone loves the interview. We know. Thank you so much, everyone. We know we're amazing.
Thank you, Winners Club.
Niko Knows Best. No, I love you guys for joining us, and thank you for the support. And Tony James up at 4 a.m. watching this. This is amazing.
Awesome.
I mean. I can't thank you guys enough for that. I'm going to refresh the website for the belt, and because we're going to give this beautiful belt away in just a minute.
Signed by Riddle.
And full disclosure, if you hate Riddle, I'll give you my Seth Rollins. I'll give you the Seth Rollins autograph belt if you're not a fan of Riddle. But if you're not a fan of Riddle, you're a jabroni. Let's be honest.
If you're not a fan
all right,
of Riddle,
so
what's your problem?
you guys want to hit the news? Are we hitting the news?
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right, let me hit the new news promo because I paid good money for that shit. We're hitting the news, folks. We're hitting the news. I mean, y'all were talking shit, and look how good that looks. Come on.
Looks great.
Get out of here with that. Arn Anderson said on his podcast that he will be leaving AEW May 31st when his contract expires. Cool Mike C, Jedi J, can we expect Glock Anderson in WWE and potentially with the biggest star in WWE right now, Cody Rhodes? Because we all know in AEW they were chilling like two villains. Will we see Glock Anderson in WWE now that his contract expired? He's a legend, no doubt about it. And, Jedi J, Cool Mike C, give it to me.
Oh, I was just going to say with Cody on a recent interview, he's been hinting, I would like to have a manager again. I would like, and then the timing of it, it's almost like it's teed up for it so that it wouldn't be a surprise when he did. And if Cody has his way, and you know he's top dog, if he wants Arn, he can get him.
Jedi J, what say you?
There's a side to me that thinks that Arn has done enough for the business of wrestling, where he can walk away from this.
This is all you need to know. That's he did enough.
For Horseman, he was in cage matches, Bash at the Beach. You name it.
He's a living legend.
He's a legend. There's no doubt about it.
So there's a side of me where I say, Arn Anderson has done enough, and there's a lot of traveling involved in WWE. Can he handle that pressure to be on house shows and Monday Night Raw and SmackDown?
That's a
because
good point.
To hang out with Cody Rhodes, it's not an easy road. It's nonetheless a long storyline. It's brutal. He's in house shows. He's going to be in major storylines ongoing until the next year WrestleMania. So Arn Anderson would have a lot to hold up if he was to sign with WWE. I want to say this is the end of the road for Arn Anderson. And he's had a great career. Does he pop up in WWE? It's the side of, do I want to be with, Cody Rhodes considers him a family member. So do I want to be part of the Cody Rhodes empire and move this forward? Like we just had in NXT, we had Ethan Allen, Ego Page.
All ego Ethan Page.
All ego Ethan Page come on there. We're going to have Brandy, it's good that Cody's trying to build a family around him, and feud going forward. But Arn Anderson, man, Arn Anderson has had some miles, and nonetheless, a great career. If he chooses to hang it up, he's done enough for the world of wrestling. Thank you, Arn Anderson. And if he comes to WWE, that's a good way to end it as well.
Oh, man, I'm still riding high off that Matt Riddle interview. Yeah. He's such a cool dude.
He's so awesome, man. If WWE doesn't re-sign him,
I don't understand. I understand the situation, but it's just, no, you're not confused. You know what happened. There's politics to this bullshit. They're a new deal. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. If they brought CM Punk back, they'll bring anyone back because he sat on live TV and talked mad shit. So we'll see how it goes. But
dude, you merged with UFC. Why not have one of the hottest wrestlers?
Here's the thing. Riddle just basically confirmed that there's an MMA fight in the future.
Oh, for sure.
And when that here's the two things. We need to be there with Riddle and RVD tag team in October.
Oh, yeah, in Ohio. Let's go.
And we need to be there when if Riddle has an MMA fight, we're going to be there. So these are just two things that need to happen in our future.
He has some unfinished business.
It's time for the news. Becky we still got over 300 people in here. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. This is amazing. Becky Lynch still has not signed a deal with WWE, Fightful Select says, and her contract expires this weekend, June 1st. Is Becky Lynch leaving WWE, or is the man just taking a break and being a mum? What do you say, Cool Mike C?
She ain't going. She ain't leaving.
Can you imagine her showing up on Dynamite and being like, Mercedes Moné, I'm coming for you?
No.
It ain't never happening.
Mercedes Moné's been there for 5 months. She had one match. No, she knows the power of WWE. She knows they helped her with a book deal. She's going to be in movies. Seth is super faithful to WWE. Neither one is going anywhere. They're going to work out a deal. It's just going to come down to numbers.
Jedi J, what say you?
Just like someone just wrote in the group chat, she wants to go home with her kid. The writing's on the wall. Seth Rollins is injured. This is the perfect time for her to step
for a
away
break.
For a couple months. Take a break.
Yes.
Take a mental break from WWE, the fans, the people. Get away from it for a little while. Take care of your husband at home. Take care of your kid. Be a good, she's an amazing wrestler. It's time for her to stay home and raise her kid for a little while, hang out with her family. Everybody needs a break. In my opinion,
come back to WWE's the thing. She ain't going somewhere else.
That schedule is way too brutal. And she's not going to leave. She's taking a 3 months hiatus. She'll be back for SummerSlam or Survivor Series. If not Royal Rumble, we'll definitely see the Baxter back in action. Like Mike said, the books and
she's a superstar. She main evented WrestleMania.
She's going to be doing movies. She's going to be doing everything.
I can see her in movies.
Take a break. It's okay with taking
She's
a break.
not getting that publicity in MLW, unfortunately, and that's
anywhere.
That's reality. That's the facts of it, and that's what you got to think about when you're re-signing.
Ride the wave to the end.
Right. The money is where she's going, bro. That's
speaking about money. Let's get to our next topic.
Okay.
Maxwell Jacob Frieden's deal is long-term and it's multi-million dollars. Let's be honest, they did everything in their power to make sure that MJF was not going to leave WWE because with Jay Cargill, Cody Rhodes, if they lose Jay Cargill, Cody Rhodes, and MJF, AEW's gutted from the inside out and WWE has gotten the advantage, and that's the last thing AEW wants. They locked this man down for multi-million deal. Is MJF worth every penny that was paid for him for this deal? Cool, Mike C. What do you think?
As we've talked about, it's the Tony Khan vanity project. And if he needs to have somebody that's going to be his rock, someone that's going to be there that he can build on and grow, he's got enough guys that are in their 40s there and 50s and Jericho. 60s. He's got all, and some of these guys that have been there for sure. MJF is in his 20s. He's got a lot ahead of him. If there's anybody that's worth spending the money on, it's him. He draws ratings, his mic skills, he moves merch, he can work with people. Look at when he worked with Adam Cole last summer and they were selling merch big time. This guy's a moneymaker. It's not like you're giving it away. He's well worth it. So good for MJF.
Right. He is definitely the Aaron.
Jedi J getting the accolades. I love it. That's rare. That's rare for you.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, going back to MJF, he is definitely the Aaron Rodgers.
He said write down a number. That's so true. He was
NFL.
like, how much is it, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, seriously. He's the Aaron Rodgers of AEW. If you were to compare it to football, he's Aaron Rodgers. He's coming on the field. He's coming in the ring if you're writing that check. And if you're the business side of it, you look at Tony Khan and you say, what better investment can I invest into right now than MJF, who's young, agile? He can do it all. He's got good mic skills. He's got good in-ring skills. He's charismatic. Even if you thought MJF's longevity might not be there, right now he's hot. And so MJF is
higher right now.
Right. Higher now. Worry about the rest later. Yeah. He's the hottest thing on the market. He's doing meet and greets all over the world. MJF is your guy. Spend the money, Tony Khan. A deal done. A deal written perfect. So
yeah,
for sure. MJF is definitely a money maker.
Promo Pete Lynch from our ALW Wrestling, the announcer. How you doing? Thank you for joining us, Pete. We truly appreciate you being a part of Niko Knows Best as we take our journey all the way to the top. I mean, let's be honest, guys. We've got Nick Aldis, we got Matt Riddle, we got Samoa Joe, Hulk Hogan, like Ric Flair. Like it's everything. We got to get, who do you want us to interview? Let us know in the chat. But it's not jabroni time. It's big time here. And like, this is crazy that we've reached this point. Like,
RV,
humbled, dude.
It's not that crazy. We've been saying this since
we've been working. We've been putting in the work, but like, this is legit.
We've been saying this since day one. We are the ones, and the rest of the podcasts are the twos.
I love it.
This is what we do in and out.
My favorite AEW wrestler, my Greek goddess.
Oh yeah, Megan Bain coming
hopefully
back.
The wife ain't listening. Love you, Jamie. Megan Bain, one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And by the way, she can go in the ring 100%. She had a knee injury and has been out for the last year, is returning to AEW in the near future. I mean, Megan Bain showing up, in my opinion, is Mercedes Moné worthy, is Tony Storm worthy.
Greek goddess.
Is Megan Bain going to show up, and is she going to face Sky Blue and these people first, or is she going straight to the top, Jedi?
Take that back. Take that back.
Megan Bain's legit, dude.
She's not.
I've seen her wrestle many times.
Mercedes Moné level. She's not on a Charlotte Flair level.
Not as famous, but in the ring she is.
She's not as popular as.
I'm just biased because I'm Greek. Let's be honest.
Let's face it. You've got the rose-tinted glasses on there.
I got the Greek-tinted glasses on. I got souvlaki in my eyes.
She's a good talent. To compare her to those women, it's hard for me to do. I haven't seen her in a main outlet.
I respect that.
I haven't seen her storylines, populate. I haven't seen her really do too much.
We've seen her at Dark. That's it. We saw her at Dark.
I haven't seen enough of her for me to compare her to WrestleMania women that won the belt at WrestleMania.
Look at that. We got people saying Jay's his statement. That's amazing.
Yeah, we the ones, baby. Put up the ones. Put up the ones in the chat, boy.
Yeah, chat.
People are saying Mercedes is overrated. And when Megan Bain gets in the ring, when Mercedes and Megan Bain get in the ring, it actually, in my opinion, shows that Megan Bain's that good and Mercedes is mid as hell. And at the end of the day, she's a huge star, but I just watched her match right now. It was nothing.
Oh, with Willow?
She fought Willow on Saturday or Sunday, but she just had a match tonight.
Oh, tonight. I didn't see it.
Yeah, she fought Sky Blue. So, like, I mean, she's great. She's fun, but, like, she's not moving the needle. People aren't showing up for that. Cool, Mike C., what's your opinion on Megan Bain? And by the way, folks, U.S. belt giveaway momentarily. Hit it away, Mike.
Megan Bain is going to be big, and you always talk about, hey, they need more women in AEW. She's been out for the better part of a year. And it's going to be great to see her come back, and now she can be fresh again. They can really rebrand her, make her a big deal, and I say throw her into the mix too. Throw her with, cut some of the top of the card. Sky Blue, it's like Mercedes is just... She doesn't have anyone else that can really challenge her. I mean, she could do, Tony Storm, or she could do other things, but it's not that strong over in AEW at this time. So I think Megan Bain could make a lot of waves in there.
I mean, exactly.
Her and Chris Statlander are good, bigger size and people that can go. But other than that, it's not all that.
I totally agree with you guys. We're at an hour and 4 minutes. I think our longest show today, one of them, that up there with the Nick Aldis. Thank you again to Matt Riddle for 40 minutes of probably one of our best interviews of all time. Yeah. Thank you to everyone in the chat who gave us multiple questions to ask him. He answered them with honesty. But the time for talking is over. Guys, this is a big moment. This is my 12th belt giving away. I've given away 12 belts in the last year and change. Niko Exxtra Winners Club has been it's been a group of like awesomeness. Like, we formed a bond here, and you can't take that away. I see all the people in the chat room, like, you're all Niko Exxtra Winners Club members. So it's just so cool to see what it's become. But it's time to give away the US championship.
Somebody's gonna win it tonight.
Someone's got to win that shit. Yes. Let's be honest. So let's do that. Let's hit the music. I don't feel like hitting HBK again. Let's hit some other shit.
The Hulk Hogan. We can always go back to that.
Let's hit the Hulkster. Let's hit Hogan's music. The time for talking is over, folks. It's USA belt giveaway time. Jedi J, give me a number between 1 and 10 so I can shuffle this board for everyone.
My favorite number, number 7. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 shuffles it is. We're hitting the button. We're playing Hulk Hogan's racist ass music. And then I'm giving away a United States Championship belt. Time for talking is over. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us for the interview. Still over 300 people in here after an hour. I'm going to have to say it right now out loud. Niko Knows Best is the best fucking show in the world.
Yeah. We the ones. Throw them up.
I was walking down the beach, looking for some action, had my radio set on a rap.
Dude, you gotta be sad you're losing that belt.
A sticky situation. She wanted me to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Signed by Riddle. Signed
We
by
are the beach. She wanted me to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
We were cruising down the beach, checking out the action.
Who's going
flowing down? Who's winning the U.S. belt? The time for talking's over. Let's do this.
Who's going home with a $500 belt? At least that belt is worth $500.
Oh yeah, especially with the signature.
It's slowing down. Who's it gonna be?
Who's gonna be the next United States champion?
Who is it? Sienna Chanel. Congratulations, Sienna Chanel.
Is she here?
Sienna, are you here? I know she's an active fan in the chat room in the Winners Club. Sienna Chanel, congratulations. She just won a couple months ago, actually. Congratulations.
Sienna, throw up the ones. Let us know you're here.
Sienna, are you here? If you're not here, congratulations. You just won the Matt Riddle autographed U.S. belt. If you're not a fan of Matt Riddle, let's talk privately offline and we can figure out what belt you're going to get. But congratulations to you. Everyone knows Sienna. We all know her because, yeah, she's won multiple times. She's lucky. Roman, you got your name on there multiple times as too. I would say don't play the lottery for the next the predictable future. Because Sienna, for you, I would say you should play the lottery. So congratulations to you. I'm going to hold your belt right here until I give it away tomorrow. Gentlemen, closing statements before we ride off to Cloud 9, to Cloud Riddle OG for tonight. I know we're all going to go hit Cloud Riddle OG. What do you say about the Riddle interview? Closing mic, give it away.
Riddle is everything that you think he would be and more. You know, he's a good-hearted person. He's super resilient. He stays positive. Nothing can beat this guy down. I just think he's wonderful, man. I just think he's a great guy. No one's going to cancel this guy out. He's going to get bigger and bigger, and he's going to be back. And I just wish him the best. And thanks again, Matt, for taking time with us. We appreciate it.
Jedi J, we know we have a personal friendship with Matt Riddle, but how great was this show tonight?
I mean, it was amazing. You know, it's always good to talk to Matt Riddle. He always is honest. He's a charismatic. He's a great person in the ring, out the ring. Someone that I feel like everyone should really get to know. If he's in your city, buy his merch, get to know him, talk to him.
Get the Riddle OG, roll it up, say, hey, let's hang out.
He's literally a bro.
It's life-changing.
You know, just to end this all, man, I just want to say we've had quite a run so far, and it's just getting started.
Hell yeah.
Interviewing people left and right. Next Wednesday, we have another show. We're giving belts away every month. Stick with the program. And my final statements is always, we the ones and the rest are the twos. And that's how I want to leave it.
Amen.
Oh man, this is a special night. I want to thank everyone who joined. Ryan, you got freaking pneumonia and you're joining us. Like, I'm humbled right now. I got people with pneumonia joining in. We got Tony. It's fucking 4:11 in the morning and Tony is going to bed in the UK. Congratulations to Sienna. Thank you, Matt Riddle, from the bottom of our heart. This is the best show we ever had by far. So let's end it with the outro. And we'll end it with that. Thank you so much, everyone. I hate to leave 328 people leaving live, but we've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes.
Until next week. Until next week, Winners Club. We'll see you next week.
More. We love you all so much. Thank you so much. Niko Exxtra out, motherfuckers.